Leland Zender, a 6-foot sophomore. Spencer Lloyd, a 5'11 senior. Noah Martin, a 5'9 senior. Diedrich Mitchell, a 5'9 junior. And Lincoln Hofer, a 6'2 junior. For the Everett Seagulls, Taras Vesienko, a 5'11 sophomore. Andrew Olson, a 5'11 senior. Ethan Ollis, a 6'2 senior. Mason Kobos, a 5'11 senior. And Jaden White, a 6'6 junior. Our opening tip-off next. Everett High School, the Joe Richer Court, Norm Lowry Gymnasium. Everett is hosting Squalcum. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Buzz Inn Steakhouse, Vanderyacht Propane, the law office of Russell Hill, and by Screen Printing Northwest. We are ready to go. The referee is John McGinnis. He's got the basketball, a couple of bounces, and off we go to the 2018-19 high school basketball season, controlled by Squalcum. Squalcum moving to our left. They're in their gray jerseys, dark blue numbers, white trim. Moving to our left, top of the key, is Diedrich Mitchell. Then they swing it down to the right side off the glass and in. First lead of the ball game, Lincoln Hofer off the glass and in, and Squalcum their first possession, the first lead.
And let's keep a close eye on that Diedrich Mitchell versus Taras Vesienko, the 2 point guards for these squads. See which one can control the tempo early.
Everett moving to our right in their home white jerseys. A spinning lay-in off, too hard off the glass. There's your chuck it up at the rim comment from earlier. Taras Vesienko with the miss. Cleared out by Squalcum. To the top of the key they go. Kind of going down low is Noah Martin. It was closed off there. A pretty good defense there by the Everett Seagulls. They'll kick it back to the top of the key. Mitchell with it. Swing it past right corner to Lloyd. Back out on top again it goes. Leland Zender with it. There's a shocker. A guy named Zender from Whatcom County. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a Zender in Whatcom County. A turnover here by I've known a lot of Zenders, by the way.
I haven't swung many dead cats in Whatcom County, but I bet if I did, I'd hit a Zender, Tom.
Yeah, you've run into Zenders down the road?
I've heard a couple.
Okay.
Not as many as you, I'm guessing.
Well, in fact, I think it's probably his uncle is an official up there, a very highly respected state-level official, too. Here's a first foul of the ball game, as Everett had it down at the baseline, and they're going to get fouled here. And John McGinnis will tell us. It's going to be on Diedrich Mitchell. Diedrich Mitchell, 5'9 junior, picks up his first personal foul, first team foul, out of bounds baseline for the Seagulls. Everett again in their white jerseys with blue, navy blue numbers and gold trim. They swing it down low to Jaden White, back out on top of the key. Pull-up jumper on the way by Taras Vesienko, won't go. 2 shots by Vesienko, 2 misses by Vesienko, and it's going to be cleared out by Squalcum. Storm with it, Mitchell brings it up. Hook pass deep in the corner, back out to Mitchell again, top of the key. 25 on the shot clock, 6:28 to go, and a 2-0 lead for Squalcum, and they have the basketball. Moving to our left again in their gray jerseys. Top of the key, Mitchell squares, fires 3, rims no, and a pushing foul is going to be called, trying to go and grab the rebound, and it's going to be on his teammate. Mitchell missed the 3. It went deep in the well, kicked back out, and I believe Lincoln Hofer is going to pick up the foul, his first personal foul, second team foul.
And last possession for the Seagulls on offense, they're running a little bit of a UCLA set where they're going out to screen on the wing and get a pick-and-roll action going. And last time the Storm ended up with a bad mismatch on 6'6 Jaden White.
There's a 3 ball by top of the key by Kobos that does not go, and that was put back up and in by White as he got the offensive rebound, back up and in, and ties the score. It's a 2-2 game with 5:55 to play here in the opening quarter of action at Everett High School, and the lid lifter for both teams. Cross-court pass, right side, fadeaway jumper, air ball, no. Zender misses. Cleared up by Vesienko, brings it down, does not have the numbers, pulls up, puts it up too hard, no good, and White grabs another rebound. Couple dribbles, turn, face, fire, and put it up and in. Nicely done there by Jaden White.
Well, and Jaden White being a junior, he's 6'6", but he's a very built 6'6". Looks like probably 6'6", maybe 250. Just real strong presence inside. Not going to be moving him off the block.
Top of the key, 3 ball on the way. No good by Spencer Lloyd. Everett grabs another rebound. This one taken down by Ethan Allis. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Squalcum. Everett retains possession with 31 on the shot clock. Yeah, Jaden White, think tight end.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the body type looking at him. Strong legs, strong upper body. Only a junior, but he's going to be a load inside for Squalcum.
Great haircut, too, by the way.
I wish I could grow my hair out like that.
So Everett with the basketball and a 4-2 lead. On top it goes to Allis, looking for a bounce pass to kind of force it down to White, and it goes off of a foot and out of bounds, so turn it over to the Squalcum Storm.
It'll be impressive to see what kind of a passer White is, too, because you can see Squalcum right there really collapsing on top of him. If I believe he'll have some open shooters outside if he's able to kick it out.
On top of the key they go. Squalcum with the basketball. Leland Zender with it. Give it off to Mitchell. Off the glass and in. I was going to say too hard. I thought it was going to come down. He just barely got enough mustard on it to sneak over the top. And we are tied for the second time tonight. It's a 4-4 game. And Mitchell now with a steal. He goes in. This time the lay-in will not go. And White follows nicely. Grabs the rebound. Outlet pass to Fesienko. He kind of circles back around. And then suddenly met by a defender. Swing a pass right side to Kobos. Mason Kobos now to White. White playing way out, high post. Kobos again, 3 ball, good. Mason Kobos with the 3 ball, give the assist to White. Well, he passed it there.
Absolutely. I was thinking more the inside out, but hey, the outside out is not a bad one, just rotating that ball around the top of the arc. The Squalcum defense, hand down, man down. Got a 3-point shot up for Kobos.
Here's a shot on the way with a right hand up, and it is good by Noah Martin. Is that Martin or Lloyd? It was Martin with it. Put it up. So it's a 7-6 lead for Everett on their home floor. Top of the key, Allis. Looking for White. He's double teamed. That means somebody's going to be called for a foul. I think it's going to be the guy in the back. It's going to be Leland Zender, I do believe. So you can see what Squalcum wants to do is double team the big guy.
Yeah, absolutely, and Zender, and that's the thing. Zender is also 6'6". Both White and Zender for Squalcum forever, both 6'6", but White's
different body types. Shall we say
different body types. Zender looks like a sophomore who's still learning how to put on some weight and be in the weight room, where White looks like he's lived there and has a cot there. So we're going to look to see if they're going to have to double team all night.
First personal foul is going to be called on Zender, and that's the 3rd team foul. Long outside shot. Kobos misses a 3 ball that won't go. Mitchell grabs rebound, taken away from him by White. Off it goes to Kobos. The lane is up and it's good.
Kobos is a little bit the Johnny on the spot. Look at the ball right in front of me. Easy lay-in.
Lead is up to 3 points again for Everett at 9-6. 3:25 to go. Opening quarter. On top of the key is Martin, dribbles through a couple of defenders, and then he goes down hard, and then Jaden White just reaches down and picks him up, body and all, just picks him up and stands him back up.
Jaden White's doing a few things, getting some rebounds, trying to take some charges, picking up the guys off the floor. Part-time trainer.
So out of bounds it's going to be the foul on White, his first personal foul, first team foul. Long outside 3 ball, nestles and goes. Drops it from right side. Lincoln Hofer puts it up and in, and we are tied at 9, our 3rd tie of the ball game. Fesienko swing it over to the left-hand side, put it down. The little dribble is up, and it will not go for Fesienko. Well, correction on the foul earlier was going to be on Kobos, his first personal, and the first team foul on Everett. Here's a fadeaway jumper by Mitchell. Goes. That was a 2 up and good, and Squalcum retakes the lead here at 11-9.
And Dedrick Mitchell sure has some quicks to him. He is able to really get out in some passing lanes, really kind of create some difficult things right there. In fact, there's a push-off foul right there. I think the call is going to be on Kobos, actually.
Yeah.
But that was really set up by Dedrick Mitchell's quickness that jumped out in that passing lane on that pick and roll. That caused him to have to push off to protect the basketball.
Yeah, pushing off and kind of just gave a little extra shove off with the arm, and gets called for his 2nd personal foul, 2nd team foul on Everett. 2:35 to play, opening quarter. Squalcum with 11-9 lead, and they have the rock. Moving to our left, Zender, cross court to Mitchell, hooks a pass deep in the left-hand corner as they work the perimeter here, and another whistle. And we're going to have a double dribble call, or travel. So an infraction here on Squalcum, a turnover. 3 turnovers each here with 2:24 to go in the opening quarter.
And I know that ended in a travel right there, but Squalcum had some fantastic ball movement, really making that Seagull defense swing. And you know what, to be said for the Everett Seagulls, their defense hung with that passing back and forth, corner to corner, ripping around the top. Really impressive to watch.
Jeremy Reed is in now. He goes in for a lay-in that will not go for Everett. And cleared out here by Squalcum. Grabbed by Lloyd, outlet pass to Mitchell. They'll set up the half-court offense. 2 minutes of play here in the opening quarter. 11-9 lead for Squalcum. They have the basketball as they work at Noah Martin, top of the key. Mitchell back to Martin again, looking to penetrate down low. Back over it goes to Martin again. Fade away from 8, goes up and in. So about 6 straight here scored by the Squalcum Storm, and they've opened up the biggest lead of the ballgame for either team, up by 4 at 13-9.
And that possession right there, Everett turned into a 2-3. Oh, steal right there by the Storm.
Yeah, Storm took it away. Spencer Lloyd with it. Will they get 8 straight points? Mitchell could be 9 with a 3. Yes, it is. He buries it, and he's got 7 points in the ball game. Well, Coach Joel Boyer is signaled for timeout, but Coach Bryce Levine's the only one that counts.
Absolutely. No one's looking at me to see if they should call a timeout, but it felt like this one might start to chip away. There's only a minute left in the quarter right here. That might be one of those things. Wait for the quarter and use your timeouts or the rest of it. Trust your team, though. Trust your team.
Here's a shot on the way. No good. Jeremy Reed. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by, we're going to have a foul called as John McInnes is the referee. The umpire is Jerry Washington. Eric Eifland is the other umpire. And the foul is going to be called here on Mitchell. Dedrick Mitchell picks up his second personal foul, 4th team foul, out of bounds, baseline for Everett.
And that could be really interesting to see. 2 fouls on Mitchell, who's had a real big impact in this game early.
Little shot on the way, no good for Everett. That's going to be a miss for the Seagulls. And we'll find out that number. That's a different number than we were supplied, unless you see something on. We'll try to get that straightened out here. Here's a fadeaway. It's a game 1 for everybody. Fadeaway jumper on the way, no good by Lincoln Hofer. Ball goes high in the air, grabbed by Reed. Here comes Seagulls out of backcourt. 30 seconds ago, the shot clock is dead. Coming up to the end of the first quarter. The lead is 7 points for Squalcum, their biggest lead of the game. Cross-court pass to Reed. Looking down low. Working out outside the 3 line. Working in against a couple of defenders. To the right side, Kobos puts it up, kind of force it up, no good. And the rebound's going to be grabbed down by Squalcum, taken by Martin. 6 seconds ago, they're bringing it into front court. Mitchell with it 3 seconds ago, and Reed with a steal with 2 seconds, 1 second. That will bring us to the end of the first quarter here at Everett High School tonight. And our score, it's the Squalcum Storm 16, the Everett Seagulls 9. This is Western Conference basketball on KRKO.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Along with Joel Boyer, Steve Willits here at Everett High School tonight. Buddy Patrick has our stats. We'll have those coming up in just a moment as we get underway in the second quarter of action here at Everett High School. Everett with the basketball to start the quarter. Andrew Olson with it to Reed to Fesienko at the left side, looking to dribble in. A pretty good defense here by Squalcum, keeping him outside. 20 on the shot clock. Little runner on the way, rattles off, no good. Rebound taken down and grabbed by Squalcum. Mario Cortez Garcia with the miss. And it goes now to Squalcum with the basketball as they work at left side. 24 on the shot clock, top of the key. Reed Richardson, he's a freshman. Richardson, 25. Down low, big kid, Brandon Gimsey, the 6'5 junior, is going to be called for the turnover. That is his 5th turnover. Squalcum's 5th turnover. Let's take a look at the first quarter numbers.
Shot 7 for 12 for 58%. Everett 4 for 14 from the field for 28%. Dedrick Mitchell leads all players with 7 points in the first quarter.
Everett with the basketball, down by 7 points. Little up fake there by Olsen. Instead, they go in the corner for a 3 ball that will not go for Cortez Garcia. And the rebound taken down by Gimsey, 6'5 junior. Everybody getting a chance to play here in this first half.
Absolutely. Gimsey had a really nice block out right there on Jaden White. And Gimsey with that 6'5", but he's got a little bit more girth to him than Zender does, and he can actually kind of body up on White. So we'll kind of see how that plays a factor.
Little runner on the way up, and it is good. That was Noah Martin with the bucket. And it's a double score now at 18-9. So biggest lead of the game for Squalcum, up by 9 points. Dump it down low to White, and White's going to be called. He was in there a long time, and he's called for the 3-second violation.
Well, John McGinnis right there waited until he passed out. Had White taken that ball and made a basketball move and gone to the rim, it wouldn't have been called. But as soon as he passed out, instant 3 seconds.
So back we go. Squalcum with a basketball and a 9-point lead here. Opener for both teams.
Little 2-2-1 press by the Seagulls right there. Dropping back into, dropping back into a man-to-man.
Going down, a little runner on the way. Good. Noah Martin with another bucket. He's got 8 points in the ball game, and the lead is out to 11 points now at 20-9. Kind of running away with this one so far.
Yeah, and it's just kind of it's been a really quiet run, honestly, for the Storm right there. Taras Fesienko finally getting himself going after had some early misses in the lane, but was able to get to the rim right there and finish one finally. Let's see if that can't get him going.
Yeah, that stemmed the tide a little bit as they were stuck on 9 points for a long, long time. We were tied at 9, and it became 20-9, 20-11 now, and a foul called as Squalcum on the attack here. And the foul will be whistled here on the Everett Seagulls. It'll be on Reed. That's his first personal foul. 3rd team foul. And a timeout on the floor called by the Everett Seagulls. We'll take a break with 5:37 to go in the first half. It's Squalcum 20, Everett 11. Back with more right after this timeout.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Part by Procura Mortgage. Procura Mortgage offers a wide range of mortgage loan options at competitive rates. Our team of experienced professional mortgage originators are here to help you through every step of your mortgage loan experience. Procura Mortgage is here to help you with that short kick to a refinance. Procura Mortgage. 5:36 to go, first half of action. Everett down by 9 to the Squalcum Storm, and Squalcum's Reed Richardson, the 5'11 freshman, will be at the free throw line here. Yeah, we mentioned in our pregame, Squalcum with only 2 seniors on the entire squad.
A big junior class for them, and they had a lot of experience, it sounded like, in that junior class. A lot of minutes logged by those guys as sophomores. But this Reed Richardson freshman, I'm actually really curious to watch him. Good length, good body type. Nice free throw touch right there at the line, making the first one.
And the second, and opens up now another double score, up by 11 points. Is Squalcum 22-11.
And Tom, you can often just kind of see the comfortability of a freshman. Sometimes they look a little scattered, sometimes they look pretty comfortable. For the first game, first quarter, second quarter of the season, he looks pretty comfortable.
Here's a little runner by Fesienko that will not go because it's blocked from behind there by Leland Zender, and it's going to be controlled by Squalcum. Storm with it. Kind of a bad, there's a freshman pass there.
There's a freshman play.
And it's going to be stolen away. Fesienko with a 3. Air ball, no. Airmails it out of bounds. 2 Seagulls go carry the ball out of bounds trying to grab it. Neither one could. And it'll be turned over now to Squalcum.
And this is that moment in the game for the Seagulls that they need to learn that they're, or realize, I guess, not learn necessarily, is that they're not out of this. This 11-point deficit. Look for that kind of 3-possession thing of right now get a stop and then get a score and then get another stop and see if you can't make that happen.
Here is a runner that goes, and it's going to be a blocking foul called. And John McGinnis is kind of looking at his partner saying, did it go? Did the ball go? And they're saying, yeah, it did go. And so they're going to count the basket. I think he was wondering whether or not the foul actually happened after.
Well, I think he was also checking one. It was referee John McGinnis' call on that baseline. That's that often that block charge call. What are you going to do? It's that block charge. And White was there and set, but it did look like he was still trying to maintain or establish position at that last moment. And I think he moved his feet. I think if he would have kept his spot, he would have been okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, only his first foul.
For Jaden White, his first foul and 4th team foul. And now the free throw is missed. And so Everett now will have it. As Taras Fesienko with it. On top it goes to Olsen. Back to Reed. Now White. Everybody's touching it here for the Everett Seagulls. Kobos will put up a 3 and bank it in. Did he call bank? Did you hear him?
Well, I think they're open a little later on Tuesday night, so it's okay for him.
He went through the drive-through and put that one in. The lead is 10 points now for Squalcum.
Seagulls still going with a 2-2-1 press, really just trying to make Squalcum take some time off that shot clock and maybe make a bad mistake or a bad decision along the way, but drop back into a man-to-man defense.
As Squalcum now moving the ball around, 10 of the shot clock. Mitchell, top of the key. Looks right, goes over to Zender, down to 5 to shoot. It's way out on top of the key. Now Mitchell says, yeah, I'll take it, and I will miss the 3 ball in front of the iron with just 1 on the shot clock, but the rebound grabbed down by Reed, nearly stolen away from him. Now just scrum for it on the floor. Finally, it's going to be controlled. There's no turnovers in there because nobody ever really had a possession of the basketball. Reed has it now for Everett, down by 10 points. To the top of the key they go. Andrew Olsen. Olsen dumps it down to White, and the foul is going to be called. He got pushed from behind.
And that's a tough matchup for Zender right there. That 6'6", like we talked about that sophomore, but he is really giving up about maybe 30, 40 pounds to White, and White just having his way on the block down there. He's having to push him from behind. Gets called for that foul.
And the foul is going to be called here on Zender, his 2nd personal foul, 5th team foul. So out of bounds, baseline here for Everett. Fesienko on the inbounds gets it. Everett in their white jerseys, blue numbers, gold trim, moving to our right. Fesienko with it, dribbles into the key. Now will kick it back out, thinks better of it, and Andrew Olsen has it. Olsen at the foul line, bounce pass it goes. Down low, triple team there was Ethan Aulis, and so he found somebody open. That's Fesienko at the left wing. Ball went out of bounds. Last touch by Squalcum. Everett retains possession with 15 on the shot clock.
And this is kind of one of those possessions you feel they worked so hard. They got a foul called in their favor on Zender. They reset that shot clock. But this is that possession that had that scrum that started it all. You really want to see if they can't cash it in and get this back to single-digit deficit.
And I would think you'd like it, 6 or 8 at the halftime?
Yeah.
You're not going to get it all.
No, absolutely not.
Working down low. That's Aulis. Aulis inside. It goes to Reed. Missed the lay-in, but he got hacked on the way in. And so Jeremy Reed, the 5'11 sophomore, will go to the free throw line. And this foul is going to be called on Lincoln Hofer, the 6'2 junior, his 2nd personal foul and the 6th team foul.
Well, right now you're starting to get a couple fouls each on Zender and Hofer right there. Two bit longer players for Squalcum that are going to be guarding the bigs inside. So you can't, while White's resting right now, that free throw doesn't go right there for Reed. Really hoped it could. But at the same time, you want to see if they can't start creeping this. Like you said, Tom, that 6, that 8, I think if you can get that down to 5 or 6 points, kind of cut this deficit of 10, just cut it down to 5 or 6, kind of cut it in half there, I think you're sitting in a really good position.
But you don't want it to be 14 or 16.
Absolutely not.
Reed, next free throw is good. So missed the first, hit the second. The lead is 9, 24-15. The lead for Squalcum. Just under 3 minutes now to play in the first half. Diedrich Mitchell out by the big E in the center of the floor here at the couple of years ago refurbished Everett High School gym. 3-ball offline right, no good. Wouldn't go. Ball tapped out, went out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Squalcum. Everett will have possession. So what was an 11-point lead is a 9-point lead now with 2:40 to go, and Everett with the basketball.
And look who's coming back right there for the Seagulls. Jaden White gets a nice little about 40-second minute rest right there. See if he can't find some success inside against a smaller player.
Fesienko with the basketball off the inbounds. Now to Reed. 30 on the shot clock. Reed goes to the foul line, tries to dump it down low to Kobos, but the ball's going to be stolen away by Mitchell. Mitchell's got a whole bunch of steals tonight, and he's got one here as they bring it down. Up fake for the three ball was Martin. He goes in a little bit closer, puts up the right-handed lay and won't go, gets his own rebound. Takes it away from a teammate. Back out on top it goes. Three ball, lefty, won't go by Wyatt Murphy-Kangas, and it's going to be controlled by Fesienko. Here comes Everett out of backcourt, down by 9. 2:05 to play in the first half. Reed now on top to Kobos. Kobos dribble drive in, dump a pass over the left-hand side. That's Ollis. That the shot won't go. Little pull-up jumper. Fesienko takes it away from a would-be rebounder for Squalcum. Fesienko again, top of the key. No look pass right side. Kobos. Three on the way. Rattles off, no good. Everett just can't buy a bucket. I really think they're kind of outplaying him here in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes.
You know, there's sure been a lot more shot attempts for Everett these last couple of minutes here. Squalcum's possessions haven't been that great over the last couple of minutes. I'd absolutely say that this is an outplaying by the Seagulls, but they have only changed that deficit by 1. Still down by 9 points. A couple free throws coming right here, though. Actually, a 1-and-1, excuse me.
Lloyd with the free throw. No, Lloyd with the foul, his first. And the 7th team foul, that puts him into the bonus. Ollis at the free throw line, and the first one is good. At that point, basketball is like hockey. It can't go in until you shoot it. So just keep shooting. Eventually one will dribble by the goalie.
Absolutely.
Here comes the next one. Ollis misses that one. The lead is 8. White had it taken away from him. Mitchell says, give me that thing. There's about an 8 or 9 inch differential between the two. Mitchell with it. Diedrich Mitchell for the Squalcum Storm. Up by 8. 24-16. Minute and a half to play. Foul called. Overreach. Jeremy Reed called for the foul. Overreaching foul for Everett. His second personal foul. 5th team foul. So Squalcum will throw it in. Sideline right with a fresh 35 on the shot clock. They throw it into backcourt. Boy, I thought so.
Ooh.
Push off with the elbow there by Mitchell. No call as they work it over the left-hand side with Lincoln Hofer. Now to the top of the key. Little dribble drive in. Splits the defense and comes up short. No good. Martin missed it. Split the two defenders beautifully. And then I think he was so surprised that he had squeezed through there. And then he put up a shot that kind of just rattled out. It never got there. And a foul's going to be called.
And because it was a loose ball foul right there, it wasn't an offense, all loose ball foul, going to be 1-and-1 right here for Ollis at the free throw line. See if the Seagulls can't cut this from 8, maybe even down to 6.
Noah Martin with the foul, his first personal foul. 8th team foul. Free throw here for Ethan Ollis. So Ollis returns to the free throw line. Hit 1 of 2 last time. Hits the first of now 2 this time. The lead is 7, 24-17. So Everett's made that little charge. We talked about it. And now they're going to Squalcum. Dave Dixon will put Leland Zender back in. And Ollis at the free throw line for the Seagulls. Next one is no good. So he's 50-50, but White grabs the rebound. A couple of dribbles, puts down a shoulder, puts it up, no good. Rebound controlled by Squalcum. 1:03 to play here in the first half. Mitchell with it. Mitchell swings over the left-hand side, it goes. As they work the perimeter left side to Zender. Zender looks down low. Instead, he'll swing it into the corner left to Richardson. Again, they work it outside. 16 on the shot clock. 45 to go in the first half. Dribble drive to the baseline. Pull-up jumper on the way. Rims off, no good. Reed Richardson with the miss. And the rebound grabbed by White. Here comes Everett. Down by 7 with 35 to go. About a 3 or 4 second differential between the shot clock and game clock, but it doesn't matter. Mitchell steals it away. They've got 9 turnovers, Everett does, and he goes hard to the floor. Fesienko kind of says, well, I didn't do anything. I just went with him stride for stride and kind of lowered my rear end and kind of pushed him up to the floor.
Well, and it was that thought right there to see if it was going to be on the floor or not. but they're going to call that on the floor. And it's a 6-team foul, it appears.
Yep.
Looking at Buddy Patrick, my statistician right here. 6-team foul right there. So no harm, no foul, but Squalcum ball still.
Festienko with the foul, 24 on the game clock now. The shot clock is dead. Inbounds it goes. Offline 3, no good by Hofer. Everett with a chance to play for one shot and maybe make it a 5-point ball game. So Festienko will bring it out of backcourt. Down to 10 seconds to go. Into front court he comes, dumps it to White. Fakes a pass underneath, down to 7. He gives it off to Kobos, down to 4, down to 3, to Reed it goes, in the corner, fadeaway jumper on the way, at the horn, won't go, rattles off. Andrew Olsen missed it. But Joel Boyer, we talked about it, try to get it into the 6-8 range. Well, how about 7 at the halftime?
I liked 5 to 6 personally, but we're going to have to settle for 7 if you're a Seagulls fan. But I do like what we talked about. They kind of outplayed them that last couple minutes down the stretch of the half right there. I feel like they kind of neutralized that momentum, so we'll see.
So we are at halftime here, and our score, the Squalcum Storm 24, the Everett Seagulls 17. When we come back, Steve Willits will join us, and we're going to talk about what's coming up, little football game coming up on Saturday night here on Carrick Hill. Good.
Union's extremely good. 13-0. They've been ranked number 1 all year. Interestingly enough, though, I mean, their kryptonite was almost Puyallup this year. Played them early in the season. We're down by 14 at one point. Came back and won. And guess what happened on the semifinal game last week? Down by 14 in the third quarter. Scored 3 consecutive touchdowns. Came back and won. They've got a dynamic quarterback in Lincoln Victor who's runs the. I mean, I think he had 280-something yards passing the other day. Was 15 of 19, so he's very efficient. Also ran for 83 yards, so he's somebody who's kind of a dual threat. And Lake Stevens can kind of counter that with their own dual threat. Trey Long, we've seen him time and time do that. Right. So 2 great quarterbacks, 2 really outstanding lines, and a lot of talent around all of them. And I think we're in for a really good football game between 2 teams that have yet to lose this year.
We will come back and have a look at the first half stats and tonight's second half getting underway. The Squalcum Storm lead the Everett Seagulls 24-17. This is high school basketball on KRKO.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware folks.
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200 plus national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
2 for 9 from the three-point range, 22%. 2 for 3 from free throws, 66%. Noah Martin led all scorers with 10 points. Dedrick Mitchell, 7 points. Lincoln Hofer, 5 points. 6 turnovers for the Storm. Everett shot 6 for 23 for 26%. 3-point range, 2 for 8 for 25%. 3 for 6 from the line, 50%. Leading the Seagulls, Mason Kobos with 8 points. Jaden White, 4 points. They had 9 turnovers in the first half, Tom.
And Joel Boyer, you got to shoot better than 26%.
Oh,
that hurts.
I think we both had the same look. Each other, 6 for 23. And yet, only down 7.
Down 7, and starting the second half, Squalcum with the basketball. Moving to our right now, and a corner 3 ball that won't go for Lincoln Hofer. Gets his own rebound, saved from going out of bounds, but goes right into the hands of Andrew Olson. And he plays for Everett, so the Seagulls with it. Moving to our left now, in their home white jerseys. Navy blue numbers and trim, gold trim. Again, moving to our left, Fesienko goes up and has a shot blocked right back in his face by Leland Zender. And now the Storm have it. Long outside 3 ball, rattles off, no good. A miss by, looks like it was Lincoln Hofer with another miss. So it was Mitchell that missed that 3 ball. So still 24-17 score. We're coming up on a minute into the third quarter. And Everett with the basketball. To the baseline they go. Olson kicks it back out to White, kind of picked it up off the ground. White, a couple of step-through moves, and they turns and puts it up and puts it in. And, well, Joel, there's your 5-point lead.
That was a real pretty move by Jaden White inside. Took one dribble. Maybe the average fan thinks it's a travel, but no, he was able to keep that pivot foot, a real long step right there, and hit a nice little turnaround, about 8-10-foot jumper.
Here is Mitchell with a 3 that won't go, and rebound. Kept alive by White, and it's going to be grabbed by Everett, and Kobos goes in, lays it up, and puts it in. The lead is 3. 10 points for Kobos, and it's 24-21 Squalcum.
It's a real quick 4 points right there to cut this lead down to a 1 possession.
And putting in a 3. Boy, that was a nice-looking shot. Leland Zender just buries a 3 ball at the left wing.
And the first 3 possessions for the Storm in the second half have all been 3-point attempts. Close misses, but that one goes down. Pushes that right back to 6.
6:05 to go, third quarter. Back to the basket is White. Fade away, good. Count the basket, and he got fouled. As White kind of woke up there, turned around, put it up. And a lot of time, last year that one doesn't go in. Now he's got the muscle to put it up and say, hey, this one's going in, and I'm going to go to the free throw line.
And looks like they're going to get Spencer Lloyd for the Storm with that. His second personal, first team foul right there. Jaden White going to the free throw line for 1.
On the way, good. The lead is 3 at 27-24, 6 minutes to go, third quarter. The season opener for both the Squalcum Storm and the Everett Seagulls. Out on top of the key as they swing it. Spencer Lloyd with it. Now to Mitchell. Mitchell top of the key, looks for a screen, finds it, puts it up. That's a 2. Inside the line, a 2-ball up and in for Mitchell, and it's 29-24.
You see a little bit of a 2-2-1 press by the Storm now. Really trying to frustrate the Seagulls, take away time. Not necessarily trying to trap them and get a steal, although they might get a cheap one right there. A turnover by the Seagulls. A little bit of an errant pass.
Yeah, bad pass, and is picked off by the Squalcum, so they are affected by the full court press. And it will be the Squalcum basketball. Up by 5, another shot by Mitchell. This one hits hard off the front of the iron and is surrounded by white shirts. And here comes Everett out of backcourt. Taras Fesienko, the 5'11 sophomore, on the dribble.
And on that possession right there, the Storm didn't have a single player inside the three-point line when that shot went up besides the shooter, Mitchell. No rebounders at all for him.
On top, Olsen directs traffic. 16 on the shot clock.
2-3.
He gets bumped. He gets bumped there by Noah Martin, who kind of stepped in his way. In fact, I was here, and John McInnes was here for a referees clinic, and they did a scrimmage the other day, and he talked about that. If he can't see you, you're going to be called for the foul.
Absolutely. And John McInnes, one of the best. He has been around a long time doing games, but he is a veteran but still very current official.
Here's a reverse laying up and good by White. That previous foul had been called on Martin, his second personal, and White with the bucket, and it's a 3-point lead. White with 11 points in the game. 4.5 to go, third quarter. Turnaround, fadeaway, on the way, offline, no good. That's a miss by Zender. He likes that 3-ball in that area, but that one wouldn't go. Fesienko quickly down the floor they go. Now to Kobos, top of the key, pull-up jumper from the foul line. Rattles off short, no good. Rebound grabbed by Hofer for Squalcum. Storm with the basketball down or up by 3. 4:08 to go, third. Mitchell kind of slows things down, top of the key. Give it off to Lloyd. Back it goes to Martin. Dribble drive along the right side. Double pump, puts it up too hard, no good. Swatted at and out of bounds. He got to swat it at his own miss. Martin did. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Everett basketball. And Reed will check back in now for the Everett Seagulls.
You kind of get that feeling right now. The Storm putting on that full court pressure again, the 2-2-1 zone press. But you just kind of feel like the Everett Seagulls are really chomping right there. Feel like they're trying to take the momentum back. Squalcum not wanting to relinquish it. But let's see who can put it on a next, like maybe a 5-0 run right here, and which team might kind of lengthen this out if you're the Storm, or take a lead since the early moments of the game if you're the Seagulls.
Fesienko with the top of the key, 15 on the shot clock, directing traffic. Swings a pass right side to Olsen. Olsen in the corner to Kobos. Down it goes to White. 8 on the shot clock. Lost handle on it. And now he gets it back. Double team. Picked up there. And down hard goes Andrew Olsen. Shot the ball in the key. Then got clubbed to the ground. No call. The shot missed. Rebound grabbed by Squalcum. Down the floor come the Storm. Deep in the corner it goes. And now here's a steal. Grabbed by Reed for Everett. Dribbles through the defender. Laid it up and good. Count the basket, and he got fouled. Nice job by Reed off the steal. Split 2 defenders who try to get in his way. He says, excuse me, boys, I'm taking it to the rack. And he got fouled and a chance to tie the ball game. Hofer picks up the foul. That's his third personal foul, third team foul.
What a great take by Reed. Really read that pass nicely. Got his hands in the pass lane. Tipped it up court to himself and then ran it down. Was able to split the defense. Get into that lane and get that lane. Like you said, a chance for an and one right here.
Brandon Gimsey checks back in, so they want to put a big body out there. With Gimsey, we said for White, think tight end, think offensive lineman for Gimsey.
Yes, Gimsey is a little bit offensive lineman in there.
And there is a tie. The 3-point play is good for Reed, and we are tied for the 4th time tonight, but we're tied at 29 with 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Now Squalcum with the basketball. Mitchell with it. Dribbles in, double teamed, and they're going to say kicking the basketball. Reset the clock, and it'll be out of bounds for Everett. Seagulls have just turned on the tough muscles. they said, you know what, we're just going to toughen it up here.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to kind of watch with the Storm. We're going to stay in that 2-3 zone they've been in for the last 4 or 5 possessions, looking really to try to dump down on White as he's been hurting them. Ooh, Fesienko right there with just a careless travel up top, looking to reverse the basketball, kind of pump faked himself, if you will. But it's been kind of an interesting going back and forth between Reed for the Seagulls and Mitchell, 2 point guards going at it. You can just kind of tell I don't think they like each other a whole lot.
2:42 to go in the third quarter, a 29-29 tie. Offline shot, no good. That's a miss there by Martin. Rebound controlled by Mitchell. So Squalcum reloads, and an offensive foul is going to be called. Mitchell, I believe, is going to pick up the foul. No, it's going to be on
Zender.
Zender picks up the foul. Moving screen, kind of a violation. His 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul. No fouls called in the half here against Everett so far. 2:32 to go, third quarter. Still tied at 29.
So now you got 2 bigs in Zender and Hofer, longer players for the Storm, both with 3 fouls now, with still 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, leaving Zender out there, the sophomore.
As they swing a pass over to Fesienko deep in the left-hand corner. Long cross-court pass, it goes to Kobos. Bounce pass underneath to White, immediately double-teamed there, and a foul is going to be called. Everett's working it down low. They get it to White, and immediately 2 guys in gray shirts converge on him. They don't want the big guy to beat him down low.
No, and that's why they went to that zone. Coach Dave Dixon saying we're not going to allow him. But right now it's almost allowing Jaden White with, like we said, tight end. He's a very athletic big man. You can see pretty good feet, can handle, and he's doing a great job getting to that short corner, kind of behind that back line of the zone, catching the ball, reverse pivoting, and trying to attack the weak side of the hoop.
Gimsey picks up the foul, his 1st personal, 5th team foul. Still no fouls on Everett. Here's White, goes up, but stripped to the basketball by Gimsey. Quick hands there, controlled by Squalcum. Still tied at 29. 2 minutes to play, third quarter. Mitchell top of the key. As Squalcum now works the perimeter, deep in the left-hand corner, and back to Mitchell it goes. He's double-teamed there. Now they relinquish and give him a look, but he doesn't take it. He dumps it off, and the foul's going to be called as they dumped it off to Spencer Lloyd, who dribble drive along the side of the key. But this will be the first foul, and it's going to be on Reed, his 3rd personal foul, 1st of the second half against the Seagulls, and Reed will go to the bench.
I don't think Reed was really a believer in that call right there, but I do think he got him on the arm.
Mario Cortez Garcia checks in for him for the Seagulls. Fresh 35 on the shot clock here for the Squalcum Storm. On the inbounds, they have it. They work at left side, Martin, and a foul is going to be called. Overplay on the defense by Olson, and he's going to be called for the foul. In fact, at the scrimmage and clinic, they said one hand, and then that hand comes back. That's a foul.
Yep.
Or 2 hands at the same time.
Yep. You can't. That hand check, if it stays out there, but if it comes back and goes back again, just like you said, that's kind of a dead giveaway for referees now.
Olson, 1st personal, 2nd team foul. I was doing 2 + 1 for 3. Here's a dribble drive in. Here's a turn spin move, and they're going to call the offensive foul. Seemed like a little bit of a late call there by Jerry Washington at the baseline, but they're going to call the spin move there on Martin. But you know what? He turned around and used his rear end to clear out the defender.
Well, if you ask me about throwing the ball up at the hoop, it kind of felt like I think he had his back to the rim when he put that up, hoping for a foul call.
Right.
Unfortunately, the foul call was called, but the wrong way for him.
Yeah. 3rd personal foul there on Martin, 6th team foul. So the team fouls are at 6-2 if Everett can take advantage with free throws. Here's a shot on the way by Kobos. Offline right, no good. Rebound, Lloyd for Squalcum to Mitchell. Quickly brings it down, dumps a pass right side for a lay-in that will not go. A miss there by Murphy. Then Mitchell grabs the rebound and he traveled the basketball. Mitchell grabbed the board, maybe trying to do a little bit too much there is Dedrick Mitchell. As he dumped that pass off, you couldn't have had a better pass to Wyatt Murphy-Kangas, and he just missed it, flat out missed it.
Yeah, that's a tough miss inside right there. I mean, great attack by Mitchell, really seeing the open court. Thought he was going to take it up himself and found a nice, easy dish going under the hoop himself. But, we're sitting here 29-all. The Seagulls, the way they've been playing, they've really kind of had the momentum. They got back. They're winning this quarter by 7,
right?
But they want more.
Yep, 52 seconds to go in the third quarter. and Everett with the basketball. Still tied at 29. They've not led since the first quarter. And a blocking foul is going to be called here. 1-and-1 coming up as Noah Martin picks up the foul. That's his 4th personal foul. 7th team foul. And 1-and-1 here for the Seagulls. Andrew Olson, the 5'11 senior, goes to the stripe.
And you know, Dom, this is going to spell free throws the rest of the way. Every single foul committed by the Storm from this point on. And like you said, 47 seconds left in the third quarter. Yep. There's going to be a lot of free throw shots the rest of the way, which could really benefit the Seagulls.
And there is a lead to the Everett Seagulls after the first free throw is good. Our third lead change, but none since the first quarter. Next one by Olsen, good. Hit them both. And Everett with a 2-point lead, 31-29. They came from 11 down to lead by 2 in the season opener for both the Squalcum Storm and the Everett Seagulls. Squalcum from the Northwest Conference. High school number 3 in Bellingham, if you're counting. Mitchell, he kind of faked himself out and left the basketball at the foul line, but it's still going to be picked up by him. Back out for a 3 that will not go. Gimpsey grabs a rebound. Outlet pass to the left corner. It goes to Lloyd. Lloyd saves him going out of bounds to Mitchell, top of the key. Shot clock is dead. 17 on the game clock here in the third quarter. Backing out, way out by the E in the center. Boy, he's got his heels just about on the over and back line. Down to 8, down to 7. Dribble drive over to the right side. Fade away at 5, won't go. Rebound controlled by Kobos, and now it's going to be flung back up and off the side of the iron, no good. As they were looking for a foul, Spencer Lloyd says, I got fouled, and the official says, no, you didn't. And we're heading to the fourth quarter with our score. The Everett Seagulls 31 and the Squalcum Storm 29. You're listening to high school basketball on KRKO.
McDaniel's Do It Center is located in beautiful Snohomish, Washington. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years, they are proud to provide the Snohomish Valley with exceptional hardware, tools, lawn and garden, and sporting goods products. Their commitment to delivering legendary customer service and their outstanding employees continue to make McDaniel's the best and one of the most recognized Do It Best centers in the nation. Stop by and experience for yourself the difference between McDaniel's and the big box stores. Discover why so many people are choosing to shop at McDaniel's.
Everett Seagulls and the Squalcum Storm are playing basketball. We see some Wesco coaches in the crowd. Nayland Sood is here from Mountlake Terrace. Len Bone from Archbishop Murphy. Still weird to say that.
Yeah, it's still really hard for me to say that. Still teaching them at Snohomish High School, but he's a great one.
So here we go. Everett with the basketball, leading by 2, 31-29. We're underway in the fourth quarter. Bounce pass corner, 3 on the way that will not go. That's a miss there by Cortez Garcia. And the ball went out of bounds. They say last touch by Squalcum. So with 18 on the shot clock, that 3 in the corner didn't hit anything. So it didn't even reset the shot clock. So 18 on the shot clock, out of bounds, right side baseline for Everett. Squalcum just 2 for 13 in that third quarter, outscored 14-5 by Everett. Out on top of the key it goes, dribble drive in, put up shots, Fesienko too hard, no good. Kept alive by Gimpsey for Squalcum. Here come the Storm out of backcourt, down by 2. As we're 40 seconds into the fourth and final quarter here at Everett tonight. Mitchell. Left-hand side, Zender looked at a shot, didn't take it. Swing a pass in the corner. Back on top, it goes to Mitchell, top of the key. Up fakes for a 3, doesn't take it. It goes to Martin. Martin dumping it down low to Zender. Back out it goes. On top of the key, Lincoln Hofer. Hofer starts the dribble, puts up, he put up an elbow, but he got the whistle had already, the official had already taken a breath to blow the whistle, and they're going to call the foul here on Mario Cortez Garcia. And he will go to the bench, and Jeremy Reed checks back in for Cortez Garcia, his first personal foul, third team foul.
And it was, for the Storm, they got some foul trouble with 3 for Zender, 3 for Hofer, and 4 for Martin. All 3 of them starters. But now you're in the fourth quarter. Those 3 fouls, well, that's a little bit more okay. You got an extra one to play with before you get rung up at the 5th foul. So look to see if they can't have a little bit more energy coming back with those 3 fouls with a little bit of legs rested in that third quarter.
Noah Martin with a miss for Squalcum. Cleared out here by Everett. Jeremy Reed with it. Seagulls moving down to our left. As they working around the perimeter here, Fesienko travel with the basketball.
That 2-3 zone kind of got eaten up score-wise in that third quarter. The Storm put that 2-3 zone on Tom, and it didn't really work as well for him, but it has caused Everett to slow down a little bit right now. And you think now you have 2 of your starters that were sitting with 3 fouls brought back on the court. Now it's amazing how your defenses always look a little bit better when your starters are the ones running them. So look to see the Storm maybe capitalize a little more on that 2-3 now.
Here's a little bouncer that goes up and bounces it off the glass and in. Lincoln Hofer with the bucket, and we are tied at 31-31. 6:05 to play in the basketball game. Kobos with it. Long cross-court pass goes to Reed for Everett. Now to White. Double teams as he turns, faces, fires, won't go. Kobos kept it alive. It goes into the hands of Olsen. He missed and got fouled from behind. John McInnes makes that call from behind, and they're going to whistle the foul here, and it will be Andrew Olsen going to the free throw line. And it's Hofer, Lincoln Hofer, his 4th personal foul, and the 8th team foul. Everett's only with 3 team fouls.
Well, Tom, you know how I said when you have 3 fouls, you can bring them back, you feel a little bit better. But not when you pick up your 4th foul with nearly 6 minutes left in the quarter. It's going to be interesting to see. It looks like Dave Dixon, is going to be taking Hofer out, probably sitting him down for a couple minutes before he's got to bring him back. Now with that other free throw going for the Seagulls, a 2-point lead.
Olsen hits both free throws. It's 33-31, 5:48 to go in the game. Dedrick Mitchell, he's been kind of quiet here in this second half. Dribble drive to the baseline, goes in, nothing but white shirts around it. He tries a reverse lay-in. They're not going to let that count, but he got fouled on the baseline on the way in. So no shots here, and it will be free throws coming up. No free throws. It'll be baseline out of bounds now for Everett. Squalcum. Squalcum will throw it in at the baseline with 21 on the shot clock. I'll get it right.
You're a professional, Tom. Don't worry. You're getting there.
Well, I thought there was a foul.
There was.
Okay, they hadn't reset the 35. That's right. Kobos picked up a foul, his 3rd personal foul, 4th team foul. All right. They just hadn't reset the 35-second clock. Here's a long outside shot that will not go, but the follow-up is up and in. The miss by Leland Zender, the hit by Spencer Lloyd, and it's 33-31. Everett by, I think it should be 33. It is. 33-33. Here's a shot on the way by White, won't go. Rebound controlled by Fesienko, gets it back. And the shot clock didn't reset, and then they had the score wrong for a while, so they're having a little problem here electronically down. First game for everybody.
So it looks like they're going to put that shot clock because that last shot attempt was rebounded by White, but then blocked right in his hands by Zender. Really good timing right there by the long 6'6" Leland Zender, but then that shot clock got reset, so they're going to put that back to 20 seconds, it looks like. Everett ball, sideline, 20 seconds.
So they're going to come over to Todd Elvig's monitor. Got to talk to us about what the time should be. Yeah, they hadn't changed the score, and then they had the wrong score, but I know we're tied at 33. 5:11 to go, 4th quarter, Everett basketball. Inbounds on the far side. Fesienko directing traffic, stops the dribble, goes to Reed, top of the key between the circles. Back to Fesienko again. Now they dump it down low to Olsen. Olsen turns, spin, put it up, fouled. Ooh, as
tough
they're going to
call.
Call this one on Leland Zender is going to be called for the foul. And for Zender, that is going to be his 4th personal foul and the 9th team foul. As Bruce Overstreet is emptying out the concession stand, bringing up popcorn and water up here into the press level. And we're on the mezzanine level here, the loge.
You don't need me anymore. I'm just going to dive into this popcorn real quick.
First free throw good. Everett retains the lead at 34-33, 4:55 to go.
And you're going to see Leland Zender going to the bench right there with those 4 fouls. Dixon bringing back Gimsey. But you got to think you're going to bring Zender back probably with 4:55 left in this game, down 2. You got to think Zender's going to be coming back in the next 1 to 2 minutes, really for that last push.
As Squalcum with the basketball, Everett with a 2-point lead. Here's a near steal by Reed. It's going to be grabbed by Reed, and then a soccer foul here. As grabbing the basketball was Fesienko, then he got undercut, not on purpose, sort of, by Noah Martin, and Martin will be called for the foul. That's going to be 10. Is that going to be 10 team fouls?
Yeah.
So the double bonus here. The foul is on Noah Martin, and free throws here for Taras Fesienko, and for Martin, that is number 5. We say goodbye to Noah Martin, and he will have a seat. And checking in for him now is Ethan Newman. First time we've seen him. So here we go. Fesienko. Look at that magnanimous Joel Boyer giving. He just gave away Buddy Patrick's popcorn.
I'll share, buddy. Don't worry.
Willett says, "Don't you touch my popcorn. You keep your hands off." First free throw, no good. And that is Taras Fesienko. Next free throw is good. So the lead is 3. Timeout called by the Everett Seagulls. 4:40 to play in the basketball game. Everett 36, Squalcum 33. Back with more. The final 4:40 right after this.
Did you know that Speedway Chevrolet is part of the Lee Johnson Auto family? That means 84 years of serving you the LJ way. Need a truck? We have the perfect truck to fit your needs. Half tons, 1 ton, 2-wheel drives, and 4-wheel drives. Our finance specialists are here to help you, whether you have good credit or bad credit. We're just off Highway 522 at West Main Street in Monroe.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the
Every year, thousands of groups depend on Adrenaline Fundraising to help reach their financial goals. Adrenaline Fundraising is about developing leaders through commitment, work ethic, and follow-through. Adrenaline has several products including gold cards, coupon books, cookie dough, donation programs, and many other options to help teams raise the funds needed for their programs. Adrenaline's new app called UpPay will help teams raise money while providing their supporters the ability to earn cash back on everyday purchases at places like Starbucks, Nike, Red Robin, and over 200+ national retailers. Adrenaline Fundraising is this season's sponsor of the STSPN's Play of the Game Award.
CenturyLink a few years ago. Today's game brought to you by the Lake Stevens Ace and Everett Ace Hardware stores, where you can get popcorn when you go into the Ace Hardware store, by the way. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks. Stop by and visit Greg and Christine Eaglestad at the Lake Stevens Ace Hardware store in Lake Stevens Marketplace and the Everett Ace Hardware store in the Claremont Village Shopping Center. Foul called here. A dribble drive by Squalcum. Dedrick Mitchell is going to go to the free throw line. Foul called on Everett, and is going to be Jeremy Reed. Picks up his 4th personal foul, 5th team foul. So still 2 away from even putting Squalcum into the bonus. Everett is in the double bonus. 4.5 minutes to play, and Dedrick Mitchell at the free throw line. The lead is 3 points. Everett equaling their biggest lead of the game. They led by 3 in the early going. It's 2 now as the first free throw by Mitchell is good.
You know, one of the things we talked about in that pregame show, Tom, was that you have the first night, there's some jitters or some nerves. What do you really have? And I think that's one of the things that counts for that this low-scoring game with 4 minutes looming in the fourth quarter.
Next free throw good. The lead is 1 for Everett on their home floor, the home opener for the Seagulls. Nice crowd on hand for a Tuesday evening here.
Absolutely.
Brew Gull Fest happening on Friday. The Gulls and the Bruins playing. Here's a dribble drive along the baseline. Put it up and in. Taras Fesienko. It bounced and bounced and bounced and then finally dropped through the reverse lay-in, and the lead is back to 3 points, 38-35. Coming up on 4 minutes to play in the basketball game. Dribble drive in, closed off there by Lloyd. Dumps it out to Mitchell. Loses control of the dribble, goes back and has to reestablish it. On top it goes to Lloyd. Lloyd looking, spins, back in the corner, right side. 3 by Newman, it's good, and he ties the score 38. Wow, Newman hadn't played the entire game up to this point, and then he buries the first 3 he sees.
Squalcum leaving that 2-3 zone back into a man-to-man. The second possession they've been in that, Tom. Really seeing them trying to match up, kind of match that intensity level that the Seagulls have brought here in the second half.
Taras Fesienko on the dribble, left side, 15 on the shot clock. Gets it back out between the circles. Swing a pass right side. Goes around the screen. Pull-up jumper on the way by Fesienko. It's in. From 16 feet away, right side of the key. It's a 2-point lead for Everett, 40-38. 3:10 to play in the game. Mitchell with it, out between the circles. Dribbling slowly. Guarded by Fesienko. Goes to Gimsey. Gimsey back to the basket. Back to Mitchell again. He gets tripped up and goes to the floor. He'll get fouled. Also landing on the floor was Fesienko. Kind of inadvertent trip there. And they're going to whistle this one on Andrew Olson. Olson, his second personal foul. 6th team foul. So baseline out of bounds for Squalcum. 3:01 to play. And the lead is 2. Here's the inbounds. It goes to Hofer. Now to Mitchell. Mitchell has it out, directing traffic on the dribble. Guarded out there by Olson. Goes in the corner as they work the perimeter here. 21 on the shot clock. Mitchell gets it back, puts it up, and in the key, puts it up and in. And a timeout called here by Squalcum. It's a 40-40 tie. Squalcum and Everett, 2:43 to go in the game. Back with more from Everett High School right after this timeout.
When you shop at Ace Hardware in Everett and Lake Stevens, we'll help you find what you're looking for and offer friendly advice too. Owners Greg and Christine are all about serving their customers and their community. They support local high school sports and many other community organizations and events. So the next time you need help with your to-do list or project around the house, bring it to Ace. They'll greet you at the door and help you find whatever you need fast. Show your support for locally owned businesses. Shop Ace Hardware just off Highway 9 in Lake Stevens and Everett Greenway in Everett. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware folks.
And Everett with 2:43 to go. And for an opening night, Coach Joel Boyer, this is what you want, right?
That's a great game. And it's fun to see different players who had different roles last year thrust into different roles this year. I mean, Taras Fesienko watched his brother kind of captain the squad last year as a freshman, pulled up for the playoffs to pull up for the end of the season. Now he's a starter. So definitely one of those things that you see players' roles start to change a lot, and kind of how do they handle those new ones?
Fesienko with it. Now to Reed. Dump it down low to White. Back to the basket. One dribble. Double teamed immediately. Turns, faces, fires. Rattles it home.
That is nearly an unstoppable play when you're 6'6" and you have that big, wide body. You can step back away from the long arm of Gimsey. Great shot right there. 12-footer fadeaway by White.
2:12. He's got 13 points in the ball game. 2:12 to play in the game. Dribble drive along left-hand side. Spencer Lloyd. Deep in the left-hand corner. 3-ball. Good. Ethan Newman. That was Lincoln Hofer. Hofer buries it. So that 3-ball goes in, and it's back to a 1-point lead. That is our 4th lead change in the ball game. Here's a 3 on the way. It's up, and it's good for Everett. Fesienko with the 3-ball. It's back to the lead for the Seagulls.
What an answer right there. Going down 1. Fesienko says, I got a 3 for you as well right there.
Wow. Top of the key is Squalcum works the perimeter. To Dedrick Mitchell, top of the key. Tries to spin it against Reed. He says, no, you're not going to have it. Give it off to Newman. Hello, Newman. Give it off to the top of the key. Mitchell, long outside 3, won't go. Fesienko grabs the rebound for the Seagulls. Up by 2, a minute 13 to play. Taras Fesienko, hook a pass to Reed. Value each possession. Is that what you say?
Absolutely. Value the basketball right here. Get a good shot. 19 on the shot clock. Use some time. You have a 2-point lead, but make sure this counts.
Fesienko has the ball affected. Goes in. Lay it good! Taras Fesienko thought he got fouled, but no. The lead is 4 points. Biggest lead of the game. Here's a shot on the way. Won't go for Mitchell. Kept alive by Everett, but it's going to be grabbed in the corner by Squalcum. Back out for Mitchell. 3. Good! Mitchell buries that 3-ball. With 35.7 seconds to go. Let's keep it right here during the timeout called by the Squalcum Storm. You have to get a shot off.
Well,
or do you?
Well, you do, absolutely.
Everett?
35.7. You know, you hate it with this is one of those things if you're Coach Dave Dixon, they have 2 free throw or they have 10 fouls on you, so it's going to be shooting 2 right now. Any foul you create. But with 35.7, Everett can take this down with a 1-point lead. They can hold this ball and make Squalcum go the length of the court with 0.7 seconds. You have to foul. That's my belief as a coach. There's a few different philosophies in this. I think maybe you try to trap. Maybe you see what you can get. Maybe some half-court trapping that might be able to get a steal or cause a turnover. But I think was it 35.7? I think once you get under 25 seconds, you want to get a foul. And you start to elongate this game and make them hit some free throws.
Let's set it up. Everett with a 47-46 lead. 35.7 seconds to go. The possession arrow favors the Everett Seagulls. Everett has 6 team fouls, so 1 more puts him in the bonus. 10 team fouls, double bonus. So every time you put Everett to the free throw line, they're going to get 2 free throws. That could be key.
Absolutely.
So here comes Everett out. Taras Fesienko, Jaden White, Andrew Olson, Mason Kobos, and Jeremy Reed. Okay, here we go. Inbounds here for Everett. They changed it to 36.8, by the way. Down to 30 on the shot clock now. Inbounded as Fesienko has it in front court. Down to 28 seconds to go. 26 to shoot. Fesienko on the dribble. He may just dribble. He goes around a screen set by White. Down to 20 to shoot. The lead is 1 point. Way out for Olsen. They go out, they say, we have to take a foul. Fesienko has it. 15 seconds to go. Fesienko dribbling in, and finally Diedrich Mitchell has to reach through and hit him. Boy, Joel, you said 25 seconds. They're at 13 seconds.
Yeah, I don't like 13 seconds. If I'm going to foul, I'm going to foul a lot sooner than that. It's one of those things.
Isn't that where you get the steal or you take the foul?
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things that I don't mind going for that steal for the first maybe 10 seconds or so.
Yeah.
But again, what game is this in the season?
Game number 1.
This is one of those. It's a late game situation that's already cropped up that you really want to work on. Well, you got to work on it in a game.
Free throw good by Taras Fesienko with 13.2 seconds to go, and Everett calls a timeout. So again, 13.2 seconds to go in regulation time. Everett with a 48-46 lead over Squalcum, and Fesienko will be at the free throw line for the second of 2 as Everett called the timeout. The arrow does, in fact, favor the Squalcum Storm if that comes up. 48-46 the score. Fesienko has 12 points in this quarter. Boy, he has really stepped it up, and that is a sophomore. He's got 14 total points in the game. And
he kind of seemed a little hesitant, or sorry, not hesitant, but just couldn't find the bottom of the net. Had a lot of good takes in that first quarter, but just couldn't get him to drop. Now going back to that time situation we talked about, with 13 seconds left, if Fesienko makes this free throw, it's a 3-point lead for the Seagulls. For Dave Dixon's team, the Squalcum Storm, they're going to have to, I say, get a 3-pointer up. With 13 seconds left, if you had 20, 25 seconds left on the clock, you could kind of play that race down, see if Mitchell couldn't get something at the rim for 2 points, foul again, and kind of make this game go a little bit longer and see if you couldn't get a missed free throw. But right here, Fesienko with a free throw. If you are down by 3 for the Storm, I think you got to run some sort of a runner through, maybe get a double pick for a 3-pointer. If you're only down 2, take something to the rim. See if you can't get a foul called.
So Fesienko with 12 points in the quarter, looking for 13 here. Next free throw to make it a 3-point lead. 13.2 to go. Free throw good. It's 49-46. Here comes Mitchell, down to 10, down to 9. Mitchell on the dribble, left-hand side, down to 7, down to 6. 3 ball on the way, rattles off, no good. Rebound grab by Fesienko, he got fouled from behind. With 3.6 seconds to go in a 3-point lead, Fesienko, and the miss there by the Squalcum Storm was for Lincoln Hofer, who could not hit that 3 ball. That's exactly what you said you wanted.
Absolutely, a real good look for it. They had Mitchell bring the ball up, bring it to that side. A screen for Hofer in the corner, and then him coming off, kind of a little rub screen from Mitchell, kind of a handoff pitch back to him. A good look for Hofer, just couldn't find the bottom of the net.
And the foul was on Mitchell, his 4th. Fesienko with 2 shots coming up here. So in the quarter, Fesienko misses the first free throw. He gets another one. He's got 13 points in the quarter, 15 total. Boy, there's your player of the game.
Absolutely.
That's what you want. Your step up in the 4th quarter. Next free throw good. Now you just stand there, right?
Absolutely. Don't touch anybody. Don't get near anybody. Don't even shadow them.
Here's a long 3 by Mitchell at the horn. It won't go, and the Everett Seagulls have won. The Everett Seagulls have won the ball game tonight by the final score of 50-46. Down by 11 points, they come through and they get the win. And the Seagull fans, they come down to the field. They want to, or down on the floor, they want to greet their heroes there. But first they're going to be doing some handshaking with the players from the other team. But again, what a ball game. What
Absolutely.
a great game.
This is the kind of game that you look back on and you say, we had a lot of different things happen in that game. We had an end-of-the-game situation. We had some situational fouls, some situational free throws. This is absolutely what you want in these preseason games. When you have 10, 20-point blowouts, you don't really get to work on as many things. Where this, you're forced to play a good zone. You're forced to play a really a tough man-to-man, to play a little full-court press. I think that's going to pay off tenfold in the end.
We're going to hear from our player of the game, Taras Fesienko, but they're going to sing the fight song first. And Bryce, maybe we'll hear from Bryce Levine, too, if Steve can catch up with him. He's not in the big crowd, a huge big circle around the half court as the Seagulls fans and players are singing the alma mater. And what a game. What a big game. What a great game. Again, an 11-point deficit facing the Everett Seagulls. And they go up, and they never led by more than 4 points, and that's the final margin of victory at 4 points in this ball game. And as soon as they're done with we go down with Bryce Levine with Steve on the floor. Steve.
All right, we are down here right now. We're going to first of all start with Bryce Levine, the head basketball coach. Bryce, you guys were down by 11 early in this game. It looked as though it might be an 0-1 start to your season. What the heck happened? Did you say something to fire these guys up?
No, they fired themselves up. Man, we just we did exactly what I asked. We just took it one possession at a time. Got to stop, got a bucket, got to stop, got a bucket. Stayed with the game plan, and then down the stretch we had a couple guys. Taras, the guy you're about to talk to here in a second, and Jaden White, our big guy, that really stepped up and made some big baskets and got some good stops on the other end for us.
Talk a little bit about the shooting in the first half. I know you guys think 6 field goals, 26% in the first half, which I think's got to make a coach cringe. Things you can't really coach at halftime, right? It was just a matter of getting these guys into the rhythm, and I'm guessing you're not expecting too many of those this year.
No, it was just jitters. It's the first game of the year, like I told these guys. You know, I expected that, and I knew that they just needed to brush that stuff off and keep shooting, and they did, and they stayed confident, and they started to go down.
Bryce, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Best of luck this year.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are with Taras Fesienko, who we're going to give him the Brian Reed Good Hands Player of the Game Award. Taras, I'm going to hand that to you right now. Talk a little bit about this team. You're a sophomore. I know you got a little bit of time last year, but watching big brother Bo play quite a bit for this team, got to be kind of nice to come out here your sophomore year and to kind of put your stamp on this thing, right?
Yeah. So it's just watching my brother play and then watching the team last year play. They bring intensity. This year we got smaller guys, but we bring more intensity. We play great defense, and we can close out easily like that.
Talk about closing this game out. You guys were down by 1 with about 2 minutes to go, and you hit a pretty big 3. And ice water in the veins there. Were you thinking about it? You knew it's a tight game. You got the fans cheering you guys on. Talk about that moment. And it's got to be a little overwhelming to a certain extent. You're only a sophomore, right?
Yeah. So those kind of moments, you just got to slow it down. You can't listen to the crowd. You block everything out. And then when you have the shot, you don't force it. You take what the defense gives you.
Do you guys kind of like being the underdog going into this year? A lot of seniors last year. People really aren't sure what to make of Everett right now. You know, when people start talking about who the top-tier teams might be, your names don't come up very often. You guys kind of like being in that role?
Yeah, we love being the underdog. We come into every game, teams thinking they can beat us, but we got a lot of fire. We've been working all off-season, and it just pays off right here.
Tell me about Coach Levine a little bit. What's he meant to this program, and what does he mean to you guys?
Levine's one of the smartest coaches I ever knew. He's a role model. He's a great coach. He fires us up. And he just draws plays up for us that we execute, and then sometimes they don't work, but we just got to keep pushing through it.
Friday, Brugelfest. You guys get excited for that one?
Yeah, we've been looking all year. We've been looking forward all year to that. It's my birthday too. It's gonna be a good game.
A fellow November 30th birthday. I like this guy already.
Oh,
Taras,
no.
best of luck to you guys, and congratulations on the win tonight.
Thank you.
We're going to get a picture with him down here and send it up to you guys, and we might even have another interviewer in a moment.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Allstate Insurance Agent Brian Reed. Brian lives and works in your community. Stop by the Brian Reed Agency in Everett or call 425-337-4646. With Brian Reed and Allstate, you're in good hands. The sweatshirts are provided by Screen Printing Northwest. And tonight's player of the game also brought to you by Mountain Pacific Bank. At Mountain Pacific Bank, they realize how valuable your time is. That's why they pick up your business deposits. Leave the driving to them and get your daily pick-me-up. Learn more at mountainpacificbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And are we going to go back down to Steve? Steve, should we go back down to you? Not yet. I thought maybe Steve was going to talk to somebody, but we're going to hear from Steve here in just a moment as he is working on something out there. Joel,
we know Steve's talking to somebody. That's always sure. We just don't know quite who at this moment.
But he's got
we were looking for Jaden White. We've got another shirt to give away tonight. So I was gonna.
He was in the corner down there. I did see him come back out on the floor.
We'll see if maybe we can get Jaden here in a second as well.
As we're sending Steve around to see if we can find one more player. And so I tell you what, here on KRKO, we're going to take a break, and we will come back with more. Again, our post-game show coming up. Our final score, Everett Seagulls 50, the Squalcum Storm 46. You're listening to Western Conference Basketball on KRKO. Joe Richer Court, Norm Lowry Gymnasium, where we just had a great high school basketball game. And not necessarily Joel Boyer, a great opening night high school basketball. That was just a good basketball game.
Great game. And that was one of the things, you look at that first quarter, just like Coach Bryce Levine said, just jitters. Just guys just working through those jitters. Like we talked about some different roles for players, guys that maybe had some minutes last year. But even if you play minutes on varsity and you're in kind of that top 8, top 9 rotation, all of a sudden you have some seniors graduate. Now all of a sudden you're in that top 3 or 4. There's an expectation level that changes, and you could see some nerves got to some guys. But it was pretty awesome to see Taras Fezienko have a pretty rough first quarter. I mean, I'm not even sure if he had 2 points in that first quarter, maybe 4 or 5 misses pretty close into the hoop, but finished off with an amazing fourth quarter. What a phenomenal fourth quarter by that sophomore to ice this game with a couple late free throws to win that, get a 4-point win. So that's just a great overall game, fun game to watch for us.
Well, and for some players, athletes, it doesn't matter if it's at the NFL level or if it's at Everett High School level, jitters hit you early on in the game, but maybe sometimes the jitters help you or hit you in the fourth quarter of the game, and suddenly, I don't know what to do, and we're down by 3.
Absolutely. You see some of those oftentimes younger mistakes.
Right.
Whether it's be a freshman, sophomore, just sometimes maybe haven't been in those moments or been the man in those moments or the woman in those moments. A little bit more expectation level on you. You could see that there was that kind of that ice water you want to have, especially for your point guard in basketball. Right. You want them to be the one that's very calm, very collected. And Fezienko really portrayed